they were to be done.
Like the
Pharaoh said, let it be said, let it be done. Do it. There are consequences.
Are you telling us that you were ordered by Jammeh to send him fake reports?
I don't
know whether they were fake or not, but I did send him reports.
But Mr. Samuel, you can't huff and puff at the same time. You have told us that you know that the confessions in these reports were illegally obtained.
You've agreed on that, counsel.
Exactly. So therefore, the reports you submitted were false. They include some fundamental element of dishonesty and violation of law.
Ak
rambaaj ak tapale moo nekk ci reports. True or false?
Under those prevailing circumstances, yes.
Were you told by Jammeh to do that?
Jammeh didn't want to know what sort of reports they were. He just
wanted to answer one person report
that Jammeh was a Machiavellian.
Could
you know what Machiavelli was?
Could you explain what you mean by that?
The end justifies the means. I want something, just get it for me. The way I want it.
Hence the question I asked. Did Jammeh tell you that this is the report I wanted? Or did you take it upon yourself to say that this is the report he wanted, so you gave him that report? Which is which?
No, Jammeh wanted something from the detainee. Anyhow. And he got a report. From the detainee. Based on that, anyhow.
There are a lot of blanks to fill. We want to know what is anyhow.
We
wanted to know what you mean by wanted a type of report. We want to know what that means. Let's call things by their proper names. Fill in the blanks with real facts. Don't keep us guessing.
I wouldn't do that.
I would think so.
Why would that? Jack is suspected to be a coupist. Go and get Jack. Interrogate him.
Jack
Proceed.
You call Jack, you ask him, he tells you no, he's not a coupist. You go back to him and tell him, he says he's not. He says he's lying. Go and make sure you make him talk. And he sends his boys to go and make Jack talk. Then Jack talks. They give you the report, you go and give him. That's what he wants. What else?
But in the report, you wouldn't say to him that, well, Jack was beaten to a pulp, and then he said he did it. That is unlawful. Would you say that in the report?
No.
Don't you think that you are ethically obliged to do that?
foogaloon nag ci sa wàll liggéey ni mu war a doxee sa warugal la pour nga def loolu.
At your peril.
Let's not talk about perils yet. Let's just talk about obligations. Because you talked about your duty. Now let's talk about what your duty entailed. And this is very important because the whole country is watching, civil servants are watching, public officers are watching. It is important that people know what are lawful orders and what are unlawful orders, and what is unlawful conduct by public officers.
Wa legi dañ wara wax nak li nga xamne modi sa liggéey ak ni nga xamne nonu nga ko warona doxale ndax jamono ju ñekkane ñepp nga sétan ñi liggéey ci nguur gi ak liggéey kat ak ñeneen ñepp nga sétan te jaadu na nak pour ñu mëna xam liggéey deug ci yan yoon nga ko wara jaalale be mengo ak loi.
The whole country knows, those watching, ñi nga xam ñoy sétan, that those things were not correct.
Ne lolu du ton lu jaadu.
But that was what
revealed.
There were times when Jammeh would have an interest in a particular case in court.
Dana daan am jamono boo xam ne yaa Jammeh daf daan am aajo ci benn layoo boo xam ne mu ngi ci court bi.
People would talk about it that he would call the magistrate or the judge.
Nit ñi dañ ko wax mu dal di téléphone magistrate bi wala judge bi.
To influence the outcome of the case.
Dugal si loxoom ci mbiri atte boobu.
And we all know what happened.
Te ñun ñëpp xam nañ li xew.
In essence, there were people who were doing Jammeh's bidding. What Jammeh wanted, there were people there to do that for him.
Bon dal dafa melni amon na ay nit ñoo xamne rek ñoom ñoy defal Jammeh lim bugga lepp lo xamne mom la bugga amna ay nit ñoo xamne ñoko ko defal.
Irrespective of whether that act was in line with the law or against the law.
Mo xam ndax lolu mu len deflo andana ak loi wala andul ak loi.
Is that true?
Irrespective of whether it was under duress, through fear, or by their own free will.
We will come to that.
Ci loo xam ne nii xëy na jaaral nañ ko ci forcé wala itamit ci seen coogare bopp.
We would come back to that.
Ñu jëlu ci ci lolu.
Let's just establish the facts first.
Nañ saxal digga bi rek.
Would you accept that by sending those sanitized reports, you have in fact done Jammeh's bidding by submitting reports which did not show the true character of how they were obtained?
Ndax dinañ nangu ne report bo nga xamne mo ngeen ebal ci Jammeh da ngeen ko ko jox te wonu len ko anam yi nga xamne nonu ngeen jotté report yi.
I would anyway send him the reports.
We know
you sent reports.
I know I would send them.
We are now trying to interrogate the nature and type of reports that were sent. These were sanitized reports which did not show the true character of how the information and the evidence contained in them were obtained.
Légui nak dañ bëgg safet lolu nga xamné mom la report bi ëmba pour xam né report bi nga xamné non lañ ko joxé andul ak ni nga xamné non la loi santané té wonu len ko ci war report bobu nga xamné mom ngeen binda.
Yes, and this is the second or third time I'm answering that.
Waaw té bi moy ñaar be ñettel yoon bo xamné ma ngi tontu lolu.
And Mr. Sambu, for as long as ambiguity or lack of clarity is injected into the evidence, I would go back and clarify them.
Te be legi de bu fekke ne li nga xamne moy séré gi lim ëmba leeru torop dina continuer rek ba tay diko laccé ndax mu gëna leer.
I'm a council service.
Service.
And thank you for your cooperation.
At council service.
Why did you do this? Why did you send these reports knowing fully well that they have a fundamental legal defect, which is obtaining confessions by extortion, as you call it?
Lan motax ngeen joxe xibaar yoyu tem o leen ne mu ngi ëmba ay xibaar yo xamne ni ngeen ko amé da ngeen noot seeni borom ba jëlé ko ci seen loxo te andul ak loi comme ni ko waxé,
knowing fully well that they would be the basis of prosecution.
Xamone ngeen ne tamit ci xibaar yoyu ci la ñoo mëna sukkandiku pour atté seeni borom.
Why did you do that?
lan moo tax nga def ko.
I wish I had another option. I definitely wish I had another option. Being in that hot seat. Under those prevailing circumstances.
What were the prevailing circumstances?
I have stated in my statement that the Gambia was practically on a state of emergency, undeclared state of emergency.
During this process, you met with Madam Ramziya Diab, didn't you? Did you have a conversation with her?
The conversation was not private. His Excellency gave instructions to the then State Guards Commander,
Who do you refer to as His Excellency?
Yaya Jammeh.
Yaya Jammeh dafa joxone ndigal lu tego ci kaw loxo ki nga xam mo jité won State Guards Serigne Modou Ndiaye
that Ramziya should be presented, should be questioned.
That ne Ramziya dañ ko wara laaj.
Should interview her myself and Serigne Modou.
War nañ ko tok laaj ko man ci suma bop man Serigne Modou.
And this is what Serigne Modou transmitted to me.
Te li la ma Serigne Modou jotali
that we should meet at my office at the headquarters by 9 in the evening.
Te dañ wara tassé mag yow ci suñ makan gu maggi niki juroom ñenti waxtu yi ci guddi.
I said okay.
Mané waaw.
And he told me why.
Mu wax ma itamen lutax.
Said he wanted to know if Ramziya knew how much she knew about Tombong's purported involvement in the March 2006 coup d'etat.
Ndax ci dafa bëggona xam ndax Ramzi xamna ak num xamé lu jëm ci lan Tombong ndax tumal biñ ko tuwal ci waliku bobu amon.
I went at night.
Ma dem fa
at 9
ci juroom ñenti waxtu yi ci guddi.
Serigne Modou was nowhere to be seen.
Serigne Modou nak fekkuma ko gisuma ko.
Ramziya was there.
Ramziya mo mu fa.
So I called Serigne Modou on the phone.
Ma téléphone Serigne Modou ci téléphone.
He gave me a flimsy excuse.
Mu daldi ma jox nak ab gantal.
Me it was flimsy.
Ci man nak nekkon na gantal bo xamné ni gantal bu ñak fayda la.
Based on the fact that he said he instructed us.
Ci kaw jamono bi nga xamné mo waxon ni Hechi mo ñu jox ndigal.
I think he should have been there.
Kon nak yaakar na né mo waron na fa nek.
He said I could carry on and talk to the lady.
Dama wax né nak na continuer mëna waxtaan ak soxna si.
And so
ci kaw lolu
I took her to the panel.
Ma yobbu ko ci panel bi.
Because that's what I thought we were supposed to do.
Ndax lolu la fo wone lolu lañ warona def.
Me and Serigne Modou should witness her being interviewed at the panel.
Man ak Serigne Modou waron nañu teew ci jamono bo xamné ñu koy laaj ci panel bi.
Unfortunately,
waaw nak ci lolu
when I took her to the panel,
bima ko yobbo ci panel bi,
I told them
ma wax len ni
what the assignment was.
Li nga xamné mo doon liggéey bi,
and I left.
Ndigal bi ci la dem.
And I went home.
Ci la dem ñibi.
In the morning,
ci suba si ma fekk Ramziya mu ngi tok ci benen neeg bi, neeg bu
bitali.
Commencé di joy yu metti.
Said what happened?
Ma laaj ko lan?
Them beat me.
Mo dañ ma door.
Bim la waxé lool ndax lu la bett la lu tax?
Jigenam mo Yaya Jammeh.
But would that matter to Yaya Jammeh? You said he was Machiavellian. Those were your words.
Ndax loolu mom sax
not denying it.
Weddiwuma ko.
So I asked her.
Ci la ko laaj.
She told me.
Mu wax ma.
But you ought to have expected
waaye loolu waroon nga ko séntu de.
that she would be beaten.
Ne dinañ ko door.
Ramziya is a lady.
Ndax Ramziya jigéen la woon.
But did Yaya Jammeh give difference to women? as we would in our society? Did Yaya Jammeh give difference to women?
ndax Yaya Jammeh moom dinay utale jigéen ñi góor ñi dinay faral jigéen ñi comme ñun niñ ko dee defee rek ci suñu aada.
I don't know, but I am also human.
xaw ma de waaye ndax may nit la.
No, but answer the question directly. Did Yaya Jammeh give any difference to women?
waa uyul rek ndax Yaya dinay ràññee jigéen ñi.
Yaya Jammeh spoke a lot about women, promoting women.
wax na lu bari girls.
ndax Yaya Jammeh dina daan jox jigéen cër koo xam ne ñu ngi ko tuumal yi fi ay coup d'état ndax joxe na ci cër.
Ah, loolu xaw ma ci dara de.
loolu I don't know.
ndax gis nga kum fi musa jox cër ci lu demee noonu.
gisoo ko ma woon ci affaire coup d'état boobu la jigéen bu fa taxaw.
In that particular incident, Ramziya was not the only woman who was accused of some form of involvement.
te ci jamono boobu sax du rekk ne Ramziya kenn rek moom lañ boole woon ci ñi nga xam ne am nañ loxo ci coup d'état boobu.
Which other woman, please?
te yeneen jigéen ñan la.
Mariam Denton was arrested at the same time, wasn't she?
Mariam Denton tam dañ ko jàppoon ci benn jamono boobu ndax.
Not related to the coup.
waaye nag du dara lu mu jëf ak mbiri coup bi.
But in relation to being a threat to Yaya Jammeh's position as president.
Yes.
waaw.
Was she given any difference that she is a lady?
That was after
ndax moo am na
Ramziya.
benn cër buñ ko joxoon ne comme jigéen la rek ñu cëral ko.
They were almost at the same time.
gannaaw Ramziya la.
daanaka benn jamono bi la woon.
They were both detained at the same time,
ñoom ñëpp ci benn jamono bi lañ leen jàppoon.
even though they were arrested at different times.
dëggal na nag waxtu yi ñu leen jàppee du benn waxtu bi.
You agree?
I do.
nangu naa.
And neither of them was given any difference for being a woman.
te kenn ci ñoom cërale wuñ leen ne comme ñoom jigéen la ñu jox leen cëri jigéen.
I was not to understand that the junglers definitely maltreated them.
mu jéggi nag ci laa yëg nag ne jongla si daal toroxal nañ leen.
And I made it point blank to him, clear.
daa ko leeralal.
I went to him and I told him.
ma dem ci moom wax ko ko.
Him who?
kan
Yaya Jammeh, the president then.
Yaya Jammeh ci boppam.
And tell us about the conversations.
wax ñu li nga xam ne moom lay waxtaane.
I told him that Ramziya first.
But before that, in your conversation with Ramziya, did she tell you, apart from the fact that she was beaten, did she say where the instructions to beat her came from?
waa balaa loolu sax ci waxtaan yi nga xam ne def nga ko ak Ramziya lu uute nag bi mu la langaamoo benn la dañ ma dóor xari ndax wax na la kan la fan la ndigal li jógee ne dañ ko war a dóor.
When Ramziya was talking to me and I was trying to pacify her,
time bi ma xamee Ramziya mu ngi doon waxtaanama ma ko doon jéem a seddal xolam di ko muñloo.
Musa Jammeh was standing behind us.
Musa Jammeh mu ngi taxawoon ci suñ gannaaw.
I didn't see him.
gisuma woon ko.
Of course, I held Ramziya like this and I was trying to pacify her.
maa ngi ko téye boor nii rek di waxtaan ak moom.
When I asked her, why did they beat you?
boo ko laajee lan moo tax ñu dóor la.
She said they said I was not saying the truth.
ci la ma wax ne dañu wax ne nekkuma woon di wax dëgg. Mike.
Did she say anything about treatment?
wax na leneen lu aju ci li nga xam ne noonu lañ ko doon defee.
wax na loo xam ne involve na the word treatment.
Treatment like how?
ñu mel naka.
She say anything that included the word treatment, as far as you can recall.
ndax wax na la benn kàddu bu wane ne treatment niñ ko doon jëflantee ak moom comme loo mën a fàttaliku daal.
She told me they beat her. Why? Because she did not say the truth. Why are they treating me like this?
Did you talk to Musa Jammeh, who was there, standing right next to you?
I turned around and saw him. I said, Musa, is it true what she said? He smiled. I shook my head. Told Ramziya it's okay.
Said, what I had shocked me to say the least.
Yes.
Is that true?
It is true.
dëgg la.
It is true.
dëgg la.
am la doon wax.
There was only one Oga.
benn Oga rek lañ fi amoon.
Yaya Jammeh.
mu Yaya Jammeh.
I should be scared when they call me Oga in the streets.
But they can call you Oga Patak Patak. And that will make a difference.
Oga Bengbe?
Yes, it was sad, very sad with council. Because we grew up together with Ramzia.
You said we.
dañ ñoo magandoor ak Ramsey.
And Ramzia. Me and Ramzia.
man ak Ramsey.
Yaya Jammeh included?
Yaya Jammeh ci la bokk.
They were neighbors.
ay dëkkandoor lañ woon.
So you all.
suma boori tante.
And I would go and visit my auntie and I would see them.
te léegi-léegi dinaa daan dem seeti suma tante te ma gis ko.
And I raised the issue.
ci laa wax nag mbir yooyu. Ramsey.
The VIP treatment.
ndax wax nga ko.
I just told him that he said he should say the truth.
ma wax ne ma dafa war a wax dëgg.
Remember that she has family and children.
na dem wax ko mu fàttale ko ne moom dafa am njaboot.
After all, she is a sister.
gannaaw loolu itamit suma ab jigéen la.
I said, yes, sir.
ma ne ko waaw yes sir.
I went down.
Proceed.
Went down.
ma dem si suuf.
Came back to the office.
ma ñëwaat ci office bi.
and spoke to Ramzia.
ma waxtaan ak Ramsey.
She swore that what she said was true.
la waat ne moom li mu wax looy dëgg.
And then?
ba pare.
That was all she knew.
ne loolu rek la xam.
And I went back to Oga.
la delluwaat ci Oga.
Yaya Jammeh.
Yaya Jammeh.
And told him.
ma wax ko ko.
I said, I think you should let her go.
ma ne ko dama yaakaar ne daal dañ ko war a bàyyi mu dem.
He said, okay, you can go.
la ma wax ne ma léegi mun ngaa dem.
But a day or two later, he instructed that she be released.
benn fan wala ñaar ci lañ joxe ndigal ne mën nañ koo bàyyi mu ñibbi.
Did Yaya Jammeh at any occasion tell you that you either have to make Ramzia speak the truth or you replace Ramzia at the hotel?
ndax am na benn jamono boo xam ne Yaya Jammeh wax na la ne la da nga war a mun a fexe Ramzia wax dëgg wala yow nga jël palaasam ca hôtel ba.
That also included Mariam Dentin.
loolu tamit boole na ci Mariam Dentin.
When I went to talk to him about Mariam,
bi ma demee pour wax ko lu jëm ci mbiri Mariam.
he asked me, do you want to replace them?
ci la ma wax ne ma ndax da nga leen bugg a remplacer.
The door is open.
bunta baa ngi ubbi de.
I shook my head.
Man-
I just kept quiet.
waaye bi yëngat suma bopp bi rek ma noppi.
You were terrified.
da nga ragaloon.
Why would I want to go to mile 2 for what?
lan moo tax ma bugg a dem mile 2 ci lan.
I didn't say that. The question is you were just terrified.
waxuma loolu de dama ne
You
la
either
da
say
nga
yes
ragal.
you were or not.
waxal ne waaw wala déet.
I will for no reason want to go to mile 2
duma am ci benn yoon boo xam ne dinaa bugg a dem mile 2.
for not having done anything.
ci def ci loo xam ne ni defuma dara.
So you
war laa te nit la.
I had an old mother at home.
maa ngi am njaboot goo xam ne maa leen war a dundal.
And at the time I was an innocent somebody.
te jamono jooju nag nekk naa ni koo xam ne ni ku set la.
I mean, I can understand that the circumstances.
foog ñu ooyee ko noonu rek.
You became compliant.
yow da nga nekk koo xam ne yaa ngi.
Nonetheless, you realize that what you. But
Yeah,
even
them
then,
Mr.
When I got her released,
but even then, you went along with it.
I wish counsel were in my shoes. This is it.
You were compliant.
I was compliant.
waaw dama daan dimbale.
Freedom newspaper.
Tell us what happened.
wax ñu la na fa xew.
Council, before you get to that, just one point that's not clear to me. You're saying that Jammeh was giving women chere to eat or what? You said chere.
ndax da nga wax ne Jammeh daf doon def
Was it some kind of concoction? I mean, some food to eat and
No.
Not in this situation.
No. I didn't hear that. I think the only mention with regards to Jammeh and women was whether he was giving them deference or whether he was giving them the same treatment as men.
Oh, that's not chere.
No, it's not
Oh,
charity.
I thought he was giving them chere.
It was rather beating VIP
Oh,
treatment.
d'accord. Okay, continue.
Thank you.
Sorry.
ñu ngi leen doon jox cër.
President Jammeh had reports that the Freedom newspaper wrote an article.
ne Freedom newspaper dañ bind benn.
Well, not an article, but articles about him once in a while,
ay xibaar
severely criticizing him, pandering
yoo xam ne dañ ko doon ŋàññi bu baax a baax. Panderi Mbay
unforgiving
yoo xam ne nii jéggalewut ko.
to Yaya and his regime.
ak Yaya Jammeh ak nguuram.
Somehow he thought
yenn si ay na mu yaakaar ne
some people who had access to the Freedom website
ñi nga xam ne nii ñoom dañuy mën a jot ci bànqaas bi Freedom bi ci internet bi.
were supplying Pandering with information.
ñoo koy ci kaw jamono bi nga xam ne mu ngi bind ay ŋàññeef.
So he managed to get one or two
jàpp
and brought to the NIA.
Lamin
doon jot bojang boobaa kañ doom
Well,
loolu
direct
taxoon
contact.
toon loolu moo war
And they 3 months,
ñetti
having found out that
gannaaw boo xamee ni gis na ne
interrogate some of the
ay lawyer.
GNI, even allowed to have lawyers.
te xamoon nga ne ñii nanguwuñ pour ñu am la joxe lool.
I knew.
xamoon naa ko.
They were detained, according to what you say, some of them for 3 months.
am na ñoo xam ne ñu
months,
leen fa
yes.
teg comme ni nga ko waxee ñeen na sax dañu tiweer.
During this period, were they taken before any court?
ci xal seen yelleef la.
Yes.
waaw
In fact, the law required that they be
te yóbbu ci kanam àttekat ci diir yi ñaar fukki waxtu ak juróom-ñaar fukki waxtu ak ñaar wala ñu bàyyi leen.
Yes.
waaw
and that law was not respected.
te loi boobu fonkuñ ko.
Yes.
waaw
And you knew that this was a violation when it was happening.
te xam nga ne loolu yàq loi la jamono bi mu doon dox.
Yes, I know.
waaw xam naa ko.
During the interrogations, these people were tortured.
ci jamono ji ñu leen doon laaj am na ay mitital yoo xam ne teg nañ leen ko.
Yes.
waaw
By the junglers.
di jongula si.
At the NIA premises,
te ñu
waaw
with the full knowledge of Harry Sambu, your honorable
Yaya Jammeh
Mr. Sambu. Yaya Jammeh's instructions were only of 2 qualities, lawful or unlawful.
fan la rek bu ànd ak loi ak bu àndut ak loi des na ci nit ki nag mu nangu ban la cee def.
Council not here to argue with council.
neeguma fii
I
pour
will fully
werante
agree
council.
with what to make it quite clear. Nobody could do anything contrary.
Yaya Jammeh bugg ndax da ndigalam daf daa nekk ndigal loo xam ne lu wér la.
I have written in my statement and I'll repeat it.
bind naa ci suma bataaxel yi te danaa ko wax.